This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Jal Jeevan Mission, Har Ghar Jal. The participants are Yugal Kishore Joshi, Director, Jal Jeevan Mission, and Ruchika Chitravanshi, Journalist.
On 15th August 2019, on the occasion of the Independence Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced the Jal Jeevan Mission to bring tap water connection to every rural household of the country by 2024. The total cost of this mission is estimated to be around rupees 3.6 lakh crore, of which central share is around rupees 2.08 lakh crore. Now, this is a massive project providing taps to all households in the country. Because of COVID, I understand that there has been some impact on the progress of some of these projects, but we are progressing quite fast. Mr. Joshi, can you tell us a little bit, where do we stand right now and what has the Jal Jeevan Mission achieved so far? And if you can share some interesting anecdotes, because we know how a tap can bring enormous change in the livelihood and the style of living of especially the women who have to travel great distances just to fetch a bucket of water for their households.
Jal Jeevan Mission is all about the women, girls, leadership at our community level, that is at the village level, and Prime Minister, as while inaugurating Jal Jeevan Mission on 15th August 2019, he said that this is in fact reflection of can-do spirit of more than 130 crore Indians. So it was all about improving quality of life as well as well-being of people. Now, as you said, there were many disruptions, COVID, lockdown and other disruptions. But the mission has been going well with speed, scale and single-minded focus, as we call it. And this goal, as you very rightly put it, that every household gets drinking water in adequate quantity of prescribed quality and long-term basis, regular basis. So if I have to narrate the achievement so far, it has been less than 2 years. But in less than 2 years, more than 4 crore households have been provided with tap water connection since the launch of the mission. If we take the picture of 15th August 2019, there were roughly 19.12 crore households and only 3.23 crore, that was around less than 17% households were getting tap water supply. But today, almost 7.87 crore households, that makes almost 41.2 crore of the households, they are getting water. But it is not only about the households getting water. Schools, as you recall, last year Prime Minister gave that clarion call that our all schools, Anganwadis should have water, not only for the drinking, but also in COVID times for washing their hands as well as in the toilets. And the listeners will be very happy to note that as of now, more than 67% schools have tap water connection, more than 60.9% Anganwadis and more than 68.8% PHCs and the Gram Panchayat have these tap water supplies. Not only these, the focus have been, in JEAES, Japanese encephalitis affected areas as well, quality affected habitations, there are thousands of there. So mission is doing great in these two areas as well.
That's great news, especially for Anganwadis in the schools, as you mentioned. One of the things that you said, that the purpose of the mission is also to ensure adequate quality of water and quantity of water per household is provided. Now, a lot of water experts are concerned that while tap water connections for all households is a great idea, it could lead to a huge demand in the country, which might strain the already stressed groundwater resources. So how are you managing the requirement of Har Ghar Jal and Har Ghar Nal? What are the efforts that the ministry is making?
If I would like to say that Jal Jeevan Mission adopts the approach, end-to-end approach. End-to-end approach means you are not only taking care of your water resources. It's all about conservation of water, your augmentation of your existing water sources, and then providing tap water supply. You rightly said that if we provide more tap water to the households, naturally the amount of grey water or used water will be more. So Jal Jeevan Mission has made grey water treatment and its reuse in forestry, in agriculture, in horticulture or in the local industries as one of the essential components of Jal Jeevan Mission. So that's why all the three aspects, number one, the source and its sustainability. Number two, the operation, maintenance and providing tap water supply to each and household. And third component, the grey water, the treatment of the used water. so that water is again used. Very interestingly, many people, those apprehensions are there, but providing tap water supply to each and every household, it is so essential for the quality of life and well-being of the people. And if we are able to provide quality water to people, and as far as quality considers, I would like to inform here that we have this water quality management information system, a dedicated one-stop information portal which tells about water quality. And almost many states, they have put their call centers in place where you can register your call. And most importantly, Jal Jeevan Mission emphasizes that the local villagers, they should be able to test the quality of the water, not only at the source, but at the delivery points as well. For that, National Jal Jeevan Mission, with the help of states, we are giving training to at least 5 women in one village. That means roughly if we take 6 lakh villages in India, 30 lakh women. So far, more than 6 lakh women have been trained. These 5 women are assigned the task of testing the tap water which they are getting at their village level. And most importantly, you will be happy to know that there are 2023 water quality labs at present in country. And we are insisting that all these labs, they should be accredited by this NABL. So NABL accreditation is mandatory for them to take, and they are doing it. And one more thing has been done by the government is that all the labs are now open to public at very nominal cost. Public can go there and test the quality of the tap water supplied to them.
There are some states where the challenge of providing tap water connections and access to drinking water is more big, especially like in Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Assam, where less than 5% population has access to tap water. So how are we progressing there? What are the granular challenges that you face in these places, and what is the plan to overcome them?
Bigger states have bigger challenges. And water schemes normally, though we insist on village level schemes, but many times the source is not available very close to the villages. So for that, we go for multi-village schemes. And if there is source is too far from the place, like in Rajasthan, and if there are water quality issues like in Ganga belt, there are arsenic, sulfur and other those quality issues are there, water contamination. For providing tap water to household takes time in those Gangetic belt as well as in the bigger states. But the important thing is that all the states have taken it in mission mode, and almost we call them DPRs, basic planning structure of these water schemes. That has been done by most of the states, and they are moving very fast. And in fact, during our inspections, during our visits and interactions with the states, every state has confirmed that before the set goal of 2024, every state will become Har Ghar Jal.
We already have few states who have received the 100% coverage, including Goa and Telangana and a few other union territories also. 2 years to go, you think we'll have 100% coverage by 2024?
Of course, we are very confident. Most of the states, normally these National Jal Jeevan teams, we very frequently visit all the states. So whatever we are finding at the state, there is a lot of energy in the departments associated with Jal Jeevan Mission, and everybody is very confident that they will be able to provide tap water to households and remove this drudgery of women and girls. Basically, why I am stressing always on women and girls. One thing is that unavailability of water impacts most the woman and the girl child. There are issues, so many manpower wasted, and after that school issues, they cannot attend the school, meaningful employments and many other things. Once water is there and the maintenance of the water infrastructure in village, all these things come in the hand of the village community and especially the women. Like we emphasize that all the Pani Samitis or village water and sanitation committees, they should have majority of members women, because they understand the water infrastructure better, they understand the value of it better. So the leadership at the grassroots level of this program, we are very keen that women take it so that water is well maintained. And as you said, that end-to-end approach is so important.
While government does provide support in setting up the infrastructure of water connection, what happens once the supply starts? How do you measure or monitor the water supply and the consumption that will happen here?
In Jal Jeevan Mission, the functionality is defined as the long-term supply of the water, adequate quantity, that is 55 litre per capita per day. That is one aspect. But once the water infrastructure in the village is set, then normally through capacity building, through IEC and through involvement of the people, because they are involved from the very beginning. So the entire operation and maintenance is given to that Pani Samiti or Village Water and Sanitation Committee, number one, for operation and maintenance. And for that, community contribution is taken 5% or 10%, depending on the status of the state. And after that, 10% of the entire cost of that infrastructure is given as a operation and maintenance fund back to community. So community takes care of that, number one. Now regarding, whether they are getting adequate quantity of water or not and the quality or not, I am very happy to share, if anybody in the country Googles Jal Jeevan Mission dashboard, then you will immediately be taken to a dashboard, which if you will go down there, you will see a map of India that was on 15th of August 2019 and as it is on today. If you drill down further, you will go to your state, then you can go to your district, then you can go up to your village. And you can see slowly we are building this IoT sensor-based thing where you will be able to see, how much liter per day today your village got. And not only that, but you will also find their names of those Pani Samiti members, the mason there, the plumber who is working, so that you can cross-check. And this is experimental level, but very sensitive IoT-based sensors so that you can be sure of the quality as well as the quantity.
So these sensors are being provided by the center as well?
No, we started at experimental basis, but many states, they are doing it their own.
Do they work like water meters? How do these sensors work?
It is a bit technical. Normally, they are put at the source level as well as they also detect what at the delivery point you are getting. So they are directly connected with our dashboard through this very sophisticated IMIS system. Normally, those 10 experimental based system, you can see the graph per day. Today you are getting this much, tomorrow you are getting this much. And many of the states have this arrangement that if there are some gaps, some disturbances, some alarm goes on internet or to the call centers and then they take care of it.
How concerned are you about the whole groundwater situation and the tap water connections that are being provided, the demand and the supply issue? Is there a gap which is of concern, would you say?
Everybody understands that in India, the groundwater exploitation has been too big, too huge. So that's why this government launched Jal Shakti Abhiyan in 2019. In 2019, Jal Shakti Abhiyan was launched with a focused approach towards water conservation, groundwater recharge, and augmentation of your water bodies, their cleaning and other things. So initially it was taken in 256 districts, which were, water distressed districts in the country, and program was very successful. And this year it has been extended to all the districts of the country. And we are doing it in a true Jan Andolan mode. It was launched before the monsoon so that people can prepare for water conservation, rainwater harvesting and other things. And if we take care of that with the help of the people, if we conserve rainwater, rain happens sufficiently in our country, then those groundwater situation very soon we will be able to recover whatever we have lost.
Absolutely. And it requires a lot of coordination and cooperation between the states as well, because this has to be implemented at the state level.
Most important thing that I have been, stressing upon is involvement of the community. Like in Jal Jeevan Mission, community is at the focus. So even in water conservation, in grey water management and in operation and maintenance of this scheme, without community involvement, it is not possible. So everywhere, wherever we plan, we implement, we take community along.
So going forward, any big challenges that you see or any big targets that you've set for yourself? How do you see this mission evolving?
Earlier, all previous programs, they were basically engineering-based programs. So most of the stress was on creating engineering water infrastructure. But this time, the emphasis is on service delivery, not on the infrastructure creation. Now, service delivery has its challenges. You have to give adequate quantity of water. For that, you have to take care of your source as well. So it kind of couples all these three things for essential for water. And most importantly, the empowerment of capacity building of local village community is very important. If we are planning, we are dreaming that all these water utilities will be, like every village has its own water utility. That means every village should have those skilled persons and their capacities should be enhanced or built who will take care of these things. So this is a big challenge, but the way people are coming forward, and as I said, more than 6 lakh people have already been trained, and our target is to go beyond 30 lakh. So with the involvement of not only PhD engineers, but the Panchayat Raj people, the local people, I think we will meet the challenge.
That's great. Thank you so much, Mr. Joshi, for sharing all these wonderful information with us. It's a big, big task that we have set for ourselves, but looks like 2024, all households will have a tap water connection, hopefully. But the challenge wouldn't end there. There is a lot more that we have to do to ensure a steady supply and take care of our groundwater resources, as you very rightly pointed out. And one of the very wonderful things of this whole mission has been the ownership of the community that you talked about and how people have come forward as community to take this whole program forward. Thank you so much, Mr. Joshi.
Thank you so much, Shikaji.
You are listening to a discussion on Jal Jeevan Mission Har Ghar Jal. The participants were Yugal Kishore Joshi, Director, Jal Jeevan Mission, and Ruchika Chitravanshi, Journalist. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsttalks@gmail.com.